Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel, and Dr. Big Adoma is here again. And today's topic is how to apply for the UK students visa. And before we proceed, please click the like button if you haven't yet, and subscribe if this is your first time. Dr. Big, please introduce yourself again.
My name is Nnamdi Big Adoma. Dr. Big, B-I-G, for short, yeah.
Yeah, so Dr. Big is of course a medical doctor, and also is currently doing his master's program at the University of Hull in the UK. And today he's going to be sharing us vital information about how to go about the application process. Dr. Big, what's the requirement? So what's the first thing to do?
Oh, yeah, actually, the first thing to do, of course, like I always say, is to know what the course you're applying and the school you're applying to, and that will depend on you. It may depend on your budget, maybe depend on your preference. Maybe you know someone here already. Yeah, those are things to actually do. Those are things that motivate people to apply to particular courses and particular universities. So the first step, of course, is to apply for admission after you found out about the course and the university. For that, you would need your personal statement, you need your transcripts, certificates. Yeah, some universities, depending on the course, will ask you for your CV because they want to know your employment history, because some courses are quite professional. So they are looking for professional in specific fields for those courses. Does that mean that if you're not a professional, you won't be able to apply? No, that's not what it means. It just gives you a better chance. I think some universities would actually read your personal statements to see your motivation for applying for the course, and if they are convinced that you are a suitable candidate, they would offer you admission. So after you apply for admission, it is expected that you get an offer. So when you get an offer, it could be conditional, it could be unconditional. So you make sure you read the offer of admission clearly, because some people just get excited when they receive an offer without having read to know if there are conditions to be met. Yeah.
Okay.
I think do you have a question? I think you have a question.
Yeah. So now that's after getting the admission, what are the visa supporting documents that you should expect?
Okay. I wrote a few down. After you've gotten the admission, you accepted the offer. For those who have conditional offer, they've met the conditions of their offer. For some, it could be English proficiency. They could ask you for anything depending on what is missing in your application. Relative to the requirement for the course. So, and some would have you pay a deposit. Depends on the fee. Yeah, depends on the fee. Deposit is usually, let's say, like 25% of the fees thereabout. So once you pay the deposit, you could request for a CAS. CAS is confirmation of acceptance for studies, because you will need your CAS reference number for your visa application. So after you've been issued your CAS, make sure you go through the documents to make sure that every detail is correct, including your name and your passport number. So once you've confirmed that these details are correct, it means you are okay to use your CAS for the application. CAS, you can use your CAS within, I think, 6 months of the application of being issued for the CAS. Yes. So you also need your degree certificate. Basically, you need the documents you use to secure the admission, like your degree certificate, your college results. For Africa, for West Africa, it's usually the WACS, West African Senior Secondary Certificates, which is the WAEC. You need your English proficiency exam if it applies to you, which is the IELTS and stuff. You need your TB certificate, tuberculosis certificate. Yes, for those who are coming from tuberculosis-prone areas like Nigeria, you need to have your TB test done. It's usually just an X-ray, and then at the end of the day, you will get your results that same day. So you need that. You also need your bank statements with required funds for 28 days, and the 28 days includes weekends. So weekends are not.
So you mean transactions that?
It depends. People have different accounts. You don't need to have transaction on it. Some people have accounts that they just set aside for study purposes, like they just keep money aside for education. You understand? So the most important thing is like you have the required funds that is kept in that account.
How much is it?
For 20, it depends on your fees. There's a way it's calculated. Yeah, it depends on the fees. It depends on your living expenses. I think for London, the living expenses is slightly higher. Yeah, there are ways it can be done. Yeah. Then you need for those who are working, you need like a reference letter from your employer. Yeah,
Okay.
and also maybe employment letter. If you have a long study gap,
Okay.
employment letter to show why what you've been doing prior to seeking admission to
Yeah.
study.
Yeah.
But the most important documents, like I said, is the CAS, the degree certificates, the WAX or IELTS,
Yeah.
TB, and bank statements. The reference letter from your employer and employment history, they are actually just optional.
Okay.
To be honest, I don't think they bother with that.
Okay.
If you have them, it's a plus for you to just
So
avoid
there's
any.
no need for criminal records like police report and all that. It's not necessary.
People do get police reports, but it's mostly for employment purposes because sometimes some employers will ask you for your police certificate from your country because they want to make sure that you are in clear standing when it comes to the law and everything.
Yeah.
It's for you. You don't need it for the purpose of visa application.
Okay.
It's
So how much is it? Like typically, how much is the UK student visa? What's it called? What's the name of the visa?
It's just tier 4 student. Tier 4 student.
So what's the cost of applying? What's the application fee like?
Okay, for most universities in the UK, there is no application fee. But in terms of the visa application, you need to take into consideration the immigration health surcharge and the visa application fee itself. And for people who are doing like all this, I'm talking about this just for standard visa application. I'm not going to talk about the priority and super priority. So the immigration health surcharge, as at the time I applied, was $865.
Immigration health surcharge.
So that's just like health insurance for you to be able to use the public health services, which is the National Health Service, the NHS here in the UK.
So it is
it's $865. Yeah.
$865. Wow.
Yes, and then the visa fee itself is $445. For those who want additional services, you pay more. Yeah, that's specific.
In what sense? Like priority, like
no, normally the visa application, you are actually told that it will take around 3 weeks for 15 working days for you to get your visa. That's for the standard.
Yeah.
But it depends on the timing of the application. Usually towards the start of each semester, which is September, they are usually under a lot of pressure. And it would come out in 4 weeks. Some are actually delayed because of the volume of application that they receive. Yeah, so people are usually under pressure. Applicants are under pressure such periods, so they intend to go for priority and super priority, which is quite expensive. Yeah, at least it could even be up to twice the price for standard. Yeah, but people pay it because, of course, they just can't. Some don't have the patience to wait for visa. They just want to go and get it even the same day. So whatever suits you, it just depends on your budget and everything. Yeah.
So once you make that payment, that extra payment, it almost guarantees the visa, right?
Once you make extra payment, no, it doesn't guarantee the visa. It doesn't influence their decision in any way. It still goes through the normal screening, but probably they'll just do it at a faster rate. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So that's all. I think that's all the questions I have for you. So any other final thoughts?
It's doable. So just be positive. Know what you're coming for, and have a plan from the get-go. Have a plan. Even before applying, have a plan. After applying, have a plan. When you get the admission, have a plan. For each stage, have a plan, because you can only know if you. Just have a plan. Have a plan. Have a plan. Know what you're going to get out of the whole thing. Yeah, that makes it easier for you when you're falling short of your plan to re-strategize and get back.
Yeah, sure. Wow, Dr. Big, thank you so much for coming and for sharing the vital information. Guys, this information is shared like it comes from years of experience, like because he has been in the UK, studied in the UK, he had undergraduate degree there, and now he's doing his master. So everything is like coming from the source. So if you have any question, drop it in the comment section. Dr. Big will try his best to answer every single questions in the comment section. And if you need help, like, or consultation, I'm going to put his his Instagram handle on the screen, and you can reach out to him or to me, so we can help you out through the process. Thank you guys again for coming, and please click the like button before you go, and subscribe if you're new. And we'll see you guys again in the next one. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. Yeah, thank you.